Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit. I'm here in my kitchen because I just got my shoes. I went out yesterday to buy some books to celebrate surviving the summer, which has been quite tough. No breaks since February. Just finished, spring classes, spring semester, and then got right to doing some additional summer classes and supplemental summer classes, and it was just driving me crazy. Plus, we went through a record-breaking heat wave. Last I checked, that lasted 70 days. It might still be going on in other parts of China, but yeah, it basically was like 100 degrees every day, Fahrenheit. And then at night it'd be 85. So it was quite tough. But I bought a bunch of books to celebrate, and I'm in the kitchen because I also bought shoes, and when I got there, they said, oh, we'll deliver them to your house. And I knew that I was going to do other things, and I didn't want to carry them around. Anyway, The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. I believe this is the book that jump-started the federal government's bringing about of the FDA, because he wrote this to show the horrific working conditions of, I guess, factories or meatpacking plants or something in, well, this is set in Chicago, but, and then, to try to appeal to the heart of people. People shouldn't be treated that way, yes. But instead they were just grossed out that there are fingers in their food. That's what I've heard, anyway. I'm looking forward to this. Always interesting to find some books that really make a change, I guess. So, the next book that I've got is Sinclair Lewis's It Can't Happen Here, which is about America's creeping, crawling, increasingly quick decline into fascism, published in 1935, I believe it was, yes, From Democracy into Fascism, and how it can't happen here, or could it? I believe this is based on a New Orleans politician, if I remember correctly. There's I can't remember his name right now, but he kind of had a certain appeal to him, a populist appeal to him. I think he was murdered. I can't think of his name, but it's some really popular politician whose name just popped into my head and disappeared as I said that. But certainly Elmer Gantry, which I read earlier by him. Oh, I've got some oil. I'm in the kitchen. No wonder. Didn't clean very well, did I? Elmer Gantry highlighted a lot of problems that America has with religion and sort of messianic figures who have a golden tongue and can capture, a very populist. And I believe we'll see that, but within the political realm. In this, very excited to read this, although it will probably just horrify me with, modern politics. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of others. I don't know what to look at next. How about this one? Cho Namju. I don't know if I'm saying her name or his name right. I'm guessing it's a woman, based on what this book is about. Kim Ji-young, born 1982. This is about Kim Ji-young and her life in Korea and the patriarchal society and system that Korea is under. Well, the world over too, but yeah, it's kind of an every woman book from what it seems like. Kim Ji-young is a girl born to a mother whose in-laws wanted a boy. Kim Ji-young is a model employee who gets overlooked for promotion. Kim Ji-young is a daughter whose father blames her when she is harassed late at night. Kim Ji-young is a sister made to share a room while her brother gets one of his own. Kim Ji-young is a wife who gives up her career and independence for a life of domesticity. Kim Ji-young has started acting strangely. Kim Ji-young is depressed. Kim Ji-young is mad. Kim Ji-young is her own woman. Kim Ji-young is every woman. Yeah, so that looks really interesting. Kind of makes me think of, I don't know, Hong Kong's The Vegetarian. I mean, just from that, has started acting strangely. She stops, the vegetarian, she stops eating meat, and the whole family unravels. I don't know if it's going to be the same, but that particular part here just made me think everyone thinks she's acting strange, but she's just taking some agency for herself, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Should be a really good read. I wanted to read more diversely. I tend to read, you know, American, British, and Chinese novels, which I've got here, but I thought I would try to pick a Korean novel. Oh, I got oil on this one too. Chronicle of a Blood Merchant, a novel by Yu Hua. He's also the author of To Live, which I believe I have read. I own another one of his novels somewhere on my bookshelf. It's blue, I know that, and it's about someone who's already dead, and he's reflecting on his life, and he was born on a train, abandoned. Anyway, this is about a silk mill cart pusher, Shu Sangguan, and he's trying to make money to survive with his wife and children, and then it comes out that his son, I believe it was his son, right? His favorite son, not just his son, his favorite son, probably the eldest, if I know my Chinese culture well. Although actually, I think they just are happy for any son. But his wife got pregnant through a liaison with a neighbor, and this unravels him, and he comes closer with his family. And I'm very interested in this. I love reading Chinese novels. They're very peculiar in their cultural differences, not very similar, although, you know, of course, family and blood ties and infidelity and abandonment, if we're thinking of To Live, or whatever that novel is that I read of his. Certainly around the world anybody could relate, but there's a certain style, not a certain style, a certain way that Yu Hua writes in particular that is really kind of punchy, which is why he's so popular. But there's a certain way that Chinese novels like bring out details, and it's really kind of fun. Thanks in large part due to their own literary tradition. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of language learning books. Halibu the Hunter. These are a bit too easy for me these days, but I didn't realize that. Legend of the Horsehead Fiddle, which I accidentally bought 2 of, but I will only show you 1. The Gold Axe. You can see these numbers. There's a 2 there, and Legend of the Horsehead Fiddle was 28. I believe there are 35 of the starter series. I should be doing the 1, maybe even 2, but I didn't think of that when I bought these. Tianji and the Horse Racing. That's okay. I mean, these are quite easy for me to read. A Young Girl versus the Giant Snake. I enjoy reading these, and when I understand them, it's really great. The Long-Haired Girl. But I started reading one of them, and I realized, dang it. I just picked them up. I didn't look through them when I was there, but I picked them up. And then when I got home, I was looking through them. Oh, I can really understand these, which is great, but I need something a little more challenging to, you know, help me grow more in my language learning. Oh well. The Legend of Lantern Festival. It's fun to read these Chinese myths and Chinese stories anyway. Zhang Jie, the Inventor of Characters. Shen Nong, Tasting Wild Plants. Yeah, 29 right there. And then 10 Brothers, which is really great. Let me show you what's inside. Let me just show you the last page. On one side, you can see there's English translation at the end. On the other side, it's the story in Chinese. There's no pinyin, which I appreciate, because if I have pinyin, I will just, which is the sort of romanization of Chinese characters to help you know how to pronounce it. I end up, like, I'll start reading the characters and then my eyes will drift to the pinyin so that I make sure I say it right, but then I don't look at the characters, so I don't really learn them. A bit of a problem. I think natural for any language learner, but, and then anyway, if there are words that you don't know, nangan, it tells you what they mean, and that's great. And after the English translation, there is Q&A for comprehension, and then some fill-in-the-blank stuff, and there's also the answers at the end of the book, which is really cool. Maybe I've got a couple more books to show you, because I really went wild. We've got The Sympathizer, oil on this one too. Pulitzer Prize winner, The Sympathizer, by Viet Thanh Nguyen, I believe is how you say it. And this is about, this is most interesting. This is set during the Vietnam War, and it's got a communist double agent, half French, half Vietnamese army captain, comes to America after the fall of Saigon, and builds a new life with other Vietnamese refugees in LA, Los Angeles, and is reporting back to his superiors, communist superiors in Vietnam. And that sounds really, that's like everything I want. Lots of tension there, I think. I've got a Cypriot novel, Elif Shafak, The Island of Missing Trees, which is about this tree in this grove on a family's land, where two teenagers, one who is Kostas, who is Greek, and Daphne, maybe, Daphne. I guess she's Turkish, or he's Turkish, I don't know. They always meet there until war. Later, decades later, in North London, Ada, who's 16 years old, has never visited the island where her parents were born, but I'm guessing it's Daphne and Kostas, or Daphne, I don't know. And she has only one tie, which is the fig tree growing back in the home. So, sounds really cool. Very interested in this novel. We've also got Gravel Heart by Abdul Razak Gurnah, who is a Booker Prize shortlisted author for Paradise and a Nobel Prize winner, which is why I picked it up. I wanted to give him a shot. They had a whole bunch of his novels there, and this one seemed the most interesting, which is about Salim, who has an indifferent father, an adored uncle, treasured books, daily routines of government school and Quran lessons. But in the 1970s, in Zanzibar, his father disappears. There's violence and corruption in the wake of a revolution. And only years later, in London, which is alien and hostile, as it says, certainly it would be, Salim begins to understand the shame and exploitation festering at the heart of his family's history. I want to know more. What is that festering family history thing affecting his heart? Now, this book I'm very excited about. I got a Japanese book called Lady Joker. I guess this is just part 1 of 2. The second part hasn't been translated yet, maybe. This is by Kaoru Takamura, and translated by Marie Ieda and Alison Markin Powell. This is about 5 men from different tracks of life who regularly go on the weekends to horse track to gamble, and they're fed up with life, it seems like, and they want to take revenge on society, so they decide to kidnap the CEO of Japan's largest beer conglomerate and extract blood money from the company's corrupt financiers. Sign me up, please. I'm sad that this is only part 1. I want to know more. But that's all I bought. You'll be seeing me talk about these books in the near future. Thank you for watching. Bye.